Back in March, I don't know what Leno's politics are, but he asked a good question. He was on, Leno, asking clear, common-sense questions. And I think he boxed in Romney on this pre-existing condition thing. You're trying to defend him. Watch your candidate try to defend himself on Leno. Here he is.
People with pre-existing conditions, as long as they've been insured before, they're going to be able to continue to have insurance.
Well, suppose they were never insured before.
If they're 45 years old and they show up and they say, I want insurance because I've got a heart disease, it's like, hey, guys, we can't play the game like that. You've got to get insurance when you're well, and then if you get ill, then you're going to be covered.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people that I only mention this because I know guys that work in the auto industry and they're just not covered because they work in brake dust and so they would just never been able to get insurance. And then they get to be 30, 35. They were never able to get insurance before. Now they have it. That seems like a good thing.
We'll look at a circumstance where someone was ill and hasn't been insured so far. But people have had the chance to be insured. If you're working at an auto business, for instance, the companies carry insurance. They insure all their employees. You look at the circumstances that exist. But people who've done their best to get insured are going to be able to be covered.
Those people who have done their best to get insured are going to be covered. Those people who have insurance will get insurance. Those who don't have insurance, you can't play the game like that. What did he say? You guys, we can't play the game. That guy's got a heart condition, and he's saying you can't play the game like that. That's why people think that guy's cold. That's an amazing, on an entertainment show like Leno, he says, if you think you can play the game like that, the guy's got a heart condition. He didn't think it up.
But there is a problem with people deciding not to get health care until they get sick. And that is a widespread problem.
That's why we have the individual mandate.
Well,
that's why the government said you have to.
That's why Romney has
That's exactly why. You know what Obama stands for? Obamacare. It means everybody from the time they're working starts paying into something to the extent of their ability, so that when they do have these conditions, they're covered. It's what all Republicans always believe in. What it stands for is
government-run health care.
No. It's for the individual mandate. It's all run through the insurance companies.
John, that's the talking point. This is not government-run health care. It's actually based on Romney care, and it's based on the plan the Republicans themselves introduced as an alternative.
It says you have to buy insurance from insurance companies. That's what Obamacare is, and we'll have you pay for it. You know you think it makes sense. You know. If Dick Nixon had done this, you'd be all for it.
The problem is that this is a difficult problem. There's no doubt about that. The idea of an individual mandate is unpopular with voters. It's also a difficulty that you have to deal with pre-existing conditions. And the fact of the matter is that it's a hard problem to solve. And you know what
I like about theory? You smile when you lose. Thank you, John. You lost because this thing he said on Jay Leno, if the Democrats don't play that over and over again, the guy can't get coverage because he has
great piece of tape.
It's a great piece of tape. By the way, this wasn't exactly Edward Armaro asking a question. This was a regular guy. He's a smart guy. But this wasn't a grilling. But I'll tell you, Jay did a better job than a lot of people I know. Anyway, thank you, Bob Shrum. Thank you, John. Not as good as me. Up next.